Baruchim Havaim Miadir al hakol, mibaruch al hakol, migadol al hakol, yevechechatan imakalaha. Creator of us all, bless these your children who stand beneath this chuppah, better prepared to love you, God, because of their love for each other. Encourage them to find happiness and fulfillment together. May they establish a home where your presence will be found through the study of Torah, keeping of mitzvot, performance of maasim tovim, to create a world of goodness. Let us all say, Amen. Bruchim habayim means we've welcomed you under this chuppah. That's what it means in Hebrew. And we've not only welcomed you under this chuppah, and not only the people who surround you, the most important people in your lives, but we also welcome, by the technology of live streaming, right, people who couldn't be here, including your grandfather who's going to make an appearance a little bit later. But Seder, we're going to get to you. Don't worry, Rabbi. And but what a pleasure. We live in a world in which people don't have to be here physically. And it's a moment in which we also remember those whose lives have come before us, because we stand in their tradition. And we wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be here without their love. And so all of that love surrounds you under this chuppah, which is a symbol of the home you're going to create. Now, you might say that the home is a little bit barren. It's open on all sides, and you'd like to have a little bit of protection against the elements, wouldn't you? But the symbolism here is that your home should always be open to family and friends, just like it is now. In the center, that should always be the center of life and that openness of celebration. I know that's the home that the two of you want to create. So we're going to drink from a couple of glasses of wine. Not only, Nathan, to help anesthetize the groom, but in general, each of the cups have a focus and orientation. The first one, it focuses on trust and loyalty, faithfulness, fidelity, the bedrock, if you will, of the relationship. I know your family and friends are going to want to respond amen to each of those blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher knishan b'mitzvotav v'sivan al arayot v'asar lanu et arusot v'hitir lanu esvod lanu eidei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael eidei chuppah v'kiddushin. Amen. All right, Nathan, if you'll drink from that first. Just has to be a little bit. That's good. And all right. And just as you have shared this cup of wine, so may you share all things from this day forward. We're going to turn now to the central feature, the exchange of rings. I want you to face toward one another, if you will, please. And someone has the rings for you, I hope? All right, come on. The ring bearer. I got that. I got that. All right, so there's rings in here? There are 2 rings here. Thank you. All right, let me take those from you. Thank you. And that's hers. I want you to place on her right index finger. The ring, does the finger show, right? Used to show everybody. Go ahead, that's the right one. Right index, go ahead. I want you to hold her hand just gently. I want you to look at her. I want you to repeat after me. You ready? Hare at mekudeshet li b'tabaat zo kedat Moshe ve'Yisrael. By this ring, you are consecrated to me as my wife, in accordance with the laws of Moses and the people of Israel. Okay. I want you to take this ring now. Tell you what, place it on the right index finger as well. By the way, there's no tradition here, but I want you to hold his hand. I want you to look at him. And the words that you've chosen, you repeat after me. Look at him. Ani lidodi vidodi li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. I want you to stay holding hands and look at each other, because you've asked for there to be some type of expression of English of the relationship. And so this is in the formula eventually of you're going to say an I do at the end. but it'll be together. And so here I share with you. Or not, but we think we know what the answer is. Do you, Nathan and Allison, wish to share your body, soul, and mind with each other, living life one day at a time, striving to create a home harboring love and trust, harmony, peace, and companionship for all time? Will you two accept each other's differences as you grow and change during your life together while nurturing one another's uniqueness? And will you listen, be respectful to each other's needs throughout your lives together? And you say? I do. All right. Since you've blessed each other at this moment and acknowledged the sanctity of the vows, we now have a blessing that's going to come from your Zeta, from Rabbi Fishman. I think we're going to put on the TV, and by the miracle of recordings, we're going to have him bless you. This is the Birkat Kohanim. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to be explaining about it, but let's see what he shares.
Dear Nathan and Allison, it saddens me for not being able to be physically present for your wedding ceremony because my age and my physical condition do not allow me to travel. I am grateful to both of you for your earlier visit when I was able to meet Allison and observe the happiness that's shown in both your faces. I now wish to add my blessing to both of you, based on the priestly blessing of our faith. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'ar Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, v'yasem lecha shalom. The Lord bless you and keep you safe in his care. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious and kind to you in your life together. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace through your faith in him and in each other. Amen.
Amen. So I don't know in terms of even whether live streaming playing a mean trumpet too or something there. So I'm not sure whether the live streaming, the shot picked that up. I was thinking as they go there in terms of the angle. So those of you, including Rabbi Fishman, don't know if we heard the blessing that you offered them, and it was really quite beautiful, this threefold blessing, Birkat Kohanim. And it makes me think about the whole notion of what love is about. And it's interesting, right, that if you count the words in the blessing that Rabbi Fishman gave, Yavarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, it's 3, and then there's 5. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai, each one 3, 5, and then 7. If you total that up, it's how many? 3, 5, and 7 is 15, right? 15. And it builds up in terms of it. And the comments I've planned were not related to the blessing, but as always, your grandfather, your Zayda, inspires me because it was connected. I was looking at the word of ahava. The word ahava means love. The word ahava, if you count up the numerical value of those letters, comes to the number 15. Because what's love? Love builds and it matures from 3 to 5 to 7 and increases. It changes in so many different ways. And so when I thought about this term of the word of ahava, it occurred to me that when you have ahava once and you add 2 together, 13 plus 13, you get 26. And 26, the numerical value, is Yud He Vav He, the name of God. When two people come together in love, they bring God into this world. And so it's a beautiful image from this blessing that your Zeta gave you to understand that what sustains the world is love. The Beatles taught us that, didn't they? Love, love, love. But the idea is, it's not love of oneself. It's a shared love. And so you stand on this chuppah with parents who have inspired you in life. Parents who have taught you so many lessons and have come together. And when I asked you what it was about the other that let you know this is the one you wanted to marry, that was one of the reasons that, Allison, you gave. Remember that? You talked about the merging of the two families and how natural it felt. The merging of your social groups and how natural that felt as well. You told me about the shared aspirations that you two have and what you want from life, and the ability to make each other laugh. So any of us, and myself included, who have spent 2 minutes with you together know that that's what you love to do. Right? We all know, don't they? They just make each other laugh all the time. And laughter is so important in this world. And Nathan, you said, right? You said about being amazed at how she looks at life and how she arrives at solutions. The way that her mind works has taught you so much about how to look at life as well. You talked about the compassion that she demonstrates to everyone, the feeling of home and family that you have when you're with her. And I want to remind you of those things that you love about each other, because in the busyness of life, we sometimes forget about those. And we talked about the busyness of a wedding and how many things went into this and how we get preoccupied with all of those little things that have to get done, and then sometimes we just don't find time for each other. So we all want you to always remember the most important values of life. Ahava, it's love. And when two people come together, what you love also most about each other is that you both look for the silver linings of life. It's not always easy. In a life of struggle, sometimes all you see are the obstacles. But I know that you see in life every challenge as an opportunity. And that's what helps define your relationship. So we're pleased to be able to be part of this sacred ceremony. And as part of that, we have the ketubah. Aaron, you're going to help me with that, please, if you will. Right. I needed someone tall that could grab that down for me. Thank you. So we signed this just moments before the ceremony. I'm going to read from it briefly. B'chad b'Shabbat, ב4 ו20 יום לחודש אב, שנת 1700, לבריאת עולם למניין שאנו מונים כאן בוודלנד הילס, קליפורניה, במדינה אמריקה הצפונית. איך החתן נוח דוב בן דוד יצחק וחסיד הפרל והמכונה ליכטר אמר לה להדה איתתה מרים מיכל בת אברהם ושרה המכונה קלמן. אוהב הווה לדינתא כדת משה וישראל. וקנינה מנוח דוב בן דוד יצחק וחסיד הפרל חתן דנן למרת מרים מיכל בת אברהם ושרה איתתה דנן על כל מה דכתוב ומפורש לה במאנה דכאשר למקנה בי והכל שריר וקיים. Just in case you didn't get all of that Aramaic, let me read the beautiful translation that you have here. On the first day of the week, the 24th day of the month of Av, in the year 5776, corresponding to August 28th, in the year 2016, in Woodland Hills, California. The bride, Allison Michelle Clement, daughter of Joan and Alan Clement. The groom, Nathan Daniel Lichtman, son of Anita and David Lichtman, each declared to each other, be consecrated to me as my partner for life. Let us promise to love, honor, cherish, and support each other in faithfulness and openness. Through the seasons and passages of life, through times of joy and sadness, may we celebrate our lives as we strive for emotional, spiritual, intellectual growth. According to the laws of Moses and Israel, we will try to establish a home filled with the love and reverence for God, for Torah, and for our people's traditions. We give thanks to God, whose gift of love has brought us together, to our families and friends, for witnessing this covenant of marriage with blessings of joy and gladness, mirth and song, companionship, harmony, love, and peace. We begin our life together as one. Now, Nathan, I want you to take this ketubah because, by the way, it traditionally was the groom that presented to the bride. I mentioned earlier that the ketubah traditionally protected the bride much more than the groom. So I want you to hand it over to Allison. Go ahead, Allison, if you'll take hold of that, please. All right, great. What I didn't mention to you is traditionally kept by the bride's family, by the way, just to make sure that the groom adheres to all the conditions. So, Joni, your father-in-law is very happy to hear about that, just so you'll know about that. All right, here, take that. If you get that back to Aaron, please. Thank you, Taya. So, the blessings of life. Now, you know in Jewish life there's a blessing before everything. Before you can eat or drink or do anything, there is a blessing that you recite. So sacred and marvelous and mysterious is marriage that there are the 7 blessings, sheva brachot. And so, Nathan, I'm going to call your parents. We're going to come forward at this time. And they're going to place around you your dad's talit. Okay? Take this. I want you to hold on to it, please. All right? Let them now take it. And Allison, if you can hold that other side. All right, I'll ask you, you can sit down, back down if you don't mind. That's great. This talit that was placed upon you, Anita and Barbara, it's a beautiful symbolic act. From one generation to another, the tradition is passed in so many ways to be able to acknowledge how life has a journey and you never know what that journey is going to be. But as long as you have family and tradition to guide you, you'll always be safe. So we're going to turn to these 7 blessings, the sheva brachot, and I know your family and friends, especially the bridal party, because they practice really hard this, are going to respond amen to each of the blessings as I lift the second cup. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol bara likvodo. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer adam. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher tzad adam b'tzalmo b'tzalm dmut avnito v'tkino mimenu v'inyan adayad Baruch atah Adonai yotzer adam. Amen. Sos tasis v'tagela akara b'kibbutz banecha letocha v'simcha Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Zion b'banecha. Amen. שמח תשמח עם האהובים, כשמחך יוצרך בגן עדן, מקדם ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח חתן וכלה. אמן. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher baras aso v'simcha hatan v'chala, asher baras aso v'simcha hatan v'chala. Clap if you want. Giladina, dihitza v'chedva v'achava v'shalom v'reot. Meher Adonai Eloheinu yishama b'Yehuda u'b'chutzot Yerushalayim. Here we go again. Kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kahala, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kahala. Kol mitzchalot chatanim mechupatam, u'ne'areim emishtei neginatam, baruch atah Adonai, mesameach chatan imakala. Praise are you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, who created joy and gladness, bride and groom, pleasure, song, delight, laughter, love and harmony, peace and companionship. Adonai, our God, may there always be heard in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem voices of joy and gladness, of happiness, voices of bride and groom, the jubilant voices of those joined in marriage under the chuppah, voices of young people feasting and singing. Praise are you, Adonai, who causes this couple to rejoice together. Let us all say, Amen. All right, so I want you to hold on to that cup. Don't give it back yet. Now you're holding the second cup. I want you to face toward each other, please. And Allison, I'm going to give you back the first cup that you used. These two cups symbolize you as the individuals who came under this chuppah, because you came under here as individuals. But somewhere in the ceremony, you were joined together. And we symbolize that as you're going to leave together. So I want you to pour in from your two cups that symbolize you as individuals. Go ahead. Excellent. And go. We have white wine, Allison, so you don't have to worry. Exactly. All right. Lest anybody think that was an accident. All right. So good. I want you to drink from that third cup. Go ahead. Just as this wine was joined together, so may your lives be joined together always in joy and sweetness and love. And let us all say, Amen. All right. So now, hold on. You are ready. You know, I never thought about it in terms of this being that moment, cathartic moment, where all that stress is gone, right? You've gotten through it and all. The tradition, though, of breaking a glass is very much part of the ceremony. I have to tell you, I felt a little bit intimidated. I don't often feel as knowing that such a distinguished rabbi as your grandfather who's watching this, right? Where's Anita? I always feel like I'm going to get a note later from here. Dear Rabbi Vogel, this part could have been a little bit better. But I know your grandfather, and I used to adore when he and your grandmother would come here and visit when they could, and just what good neshamas they are. And so, Rabbi Fishman, we're thinking about you here, and your love is felt no more than this moment when we think about history. So you know, the tradition says that it's supposed to represent the destruction of the temples and other Jewish tragedies. We tend to expand that and think about the tragedies of humanity. And so, but why should we think about such sadness at this time? Why should we bring a damper into such a joyous occasion? It's because we acknowledge even our greatest moments of joy that the world is broken a little bit. And your job is to help fix that world. That's your mandate, and you both believe that with all of your heart together, that you can fix this world, and that's the beauty of a relationship. And so the glasses represent the broken world and the idea that you, piece by piece, will be able to put it back together, okay? So I'm going to put this down on the ground in a moment, and Nathan, you're going to step on it with your right foot, the symbol, the side of strength and virility that shows that you mean it, and then you're going to rebound in love and in joy. All right? But beforehand, I just want to make sure, because there's this part by state requirements, I have to make sure that you both have joined in the ceremony voluntarily. Okay, good. Okay, I like to hear that. Knowing that, on behalf of your family, your friends, those here, those watching, those alive, and those who have preceded us, it's my honor and pleasure to be able to acknowledge you as husband and wife. You give him a hand, go ahead. Following the breaking of the glass, by the way, they're going to rebound in joy, and they're going to kiss for the first time as bride and groom. So I got to be careful you put that pause in there. I want to ask that you're all going to be able to exit and go on your way, and there's a snack for you to take as well. But for the immediate family, those of you who are going to be in pictures, we want you to stay close by because I'm going to come back and eventually and want to take pictures with you. And so, are you ready? I want you to turn around. I want you to look at everybody. Just look all around. Take a scan around this room. Look at all these people who are part of your lives. I'm going to place this down, and we're going to celebrate together. Hey, Mazal Tov! Go ahead. Go ahead. Good, get this. There you go. Go ahead. Leave it there. Okay, you go.